What is up, ladies and gentlemen of YouTube? Wes Björnsson here, representing Country Crush. Welcome to the group where we talk about arm wrestling, powerlifting, and strongman. Let's get into it. What's up, guys? So you guys saw my little trolley video. This is everything that you actually need to know about the Bottom 8 tournament. I'm gonna do like a little of what is the Bottom 8, and then my predictions for how shit will actually go will be towards the end of the video. I'll put a thing down on the divulge so you can just skip straight to that if that's what you're interested in. But the Bottom 8 is a arm wrestling tournament that's going to be freedom style, so there will be no pads, including pin pads, which kind of fucks with me a little bit. It's Devin Larratt's sort of open table arm sumo-esque style of arm wrestling that he's really pushing to be the future. This is obviously ran by Devin Larratt, and John Milne is kind of the other guy helming the steering wheel, so to speak, of the tournament. The thing really, I mean, the only thing that anybody gives a shit about is the initial 4 matches. It's like a vendetta match with all these 8 guys. And some of this is going to be really fucking neat.
Really, nigga?
But first, okay, so the rules of the tournament are, it's best 3 or 5, I think. Last time I heard Devin talk about it, it was best 3 or 5. It's all right hand. It's freedom, like I said. There's an open table. There's buttons on the side. Both fighters press the button. As soon as the ref sees 2 lights, he says go. What do I think that means for the competitors? Well, there's some guys who have never pulled on a freedom table, and I think that had they been on a normal table, they would have won. But I think they're going to be an instance now where they might lose. And really, I'm talking specifically about Juju Mufu and the Beaver Pumper. Unfortunately, I think that the Beaver guy, just being up there, I'm sure he trains occasionally with the high hookers. So he's probably at least had his elbow on a fucking freedom table. I know for a fact that Juju Mufu has never had his elbow on a freedom table. And were he to see video of what freedom arm wrestling actually looks like, I think he might panic a little bit, because it's fucking ugly, man. I love Devin. I love the high hookers. I think that they're really kind of the spear tip of North American arm wrestling. But freedom is fucking ugly. The pads, man. The pads are where it's at. We need to fucking stick with the pad. Anyway, now we've talked a little bit about the setup. There will also be a tournament after that is open to anyone, not just the initial 8 guys. This thing pays money and is free to get into. So if you're local and you're a puller, you really should just fucking go and try. I don't think it's freedom. I think it is happening on a grown-up actual arm wrestling table. Just kidding. But yeah, I think it's gonna have pads and fucking pin pads and pegs for your offhand and the whole spiel. So yeah, go give that effort, go give that a shot. Let's go ahead and get into the actual matches, right? The shit people care about. That's hard to do. Okay, so our matchups are Jonathan Laba versus Artem Ternenko, Chris Gabi versus Ryan Bowen, the Beaver Pumper versus Juju Mufu, and Craig versus Evan, which is, truthfully, the most real arm wrestling match on the roster. This is I think this is being ran not like a bunch of individual super matches. It is being ran like a tournament. There is a bracket. So the overall winner will almost doubtlessly be Evan Burgoyne. The dude is really high level. He's a super legit arm wrestler. Strong as fuck. And nobody else on the list, with the exception of Craig, even honestly has a chance. And I think Craig will get blasted through in the first round. I don't know if there's a B side, I don't know if there's a loser side, but if there is, I'm not gonna fucking talk about it. Like I said, Evan versus Craig is the real arm wrestling match on the roster. That will go Evan's way, I think. I think Evan will probably lose the first round. I think in the second round he'll be able to hold Craig, because Craig will just kill himself basically. And then from then on it will be Evan's game. So Evan takes Evan versus Craig. Let's move on to Gabi versus Bowen. So Chris Gabi, as most of you know, is, well, what's the polite way to put this? He is, like, a giant douchebag. But that doesn't mean anything with arm wrestling. He is an actually talented arm wrestler. I've even made a video about the dude before. What do I think is going to happen in the match? I think Ryan Bowen will win probably every match. Maybe not the very first one. Gabi is a hook specialist, and Bowen is a long-armed top roller. Well, like a high hook top roll thing. So what I think may happen is Gabi might drag him into the hook on the first round and get a lucky pin. But once Ryan makes the adjustments, I feel like he's just got the better leverages, the better lengths in arm. So I'm pretty sure Bowen is going to slip, go to the straps, boink him, slip, go to the straps, take him again, and then maybe do it a third time, depending on how they're 3 or 5. And then the game will be Ryan Bowen's. So, Ryan Bowen versus Chris Gabi, Ryan Bowen. Next up, we've got John Laba versus Artem Taranenko. Artem is the smaller guy. John's basically as big as I am. I think he's 6'4". He doesn't nowhere near as fat. He's like 300 pounds, I think, or 310 or some shit like that. I have met and pulled with Artem. Artem is a small-framed human being, but Artem is a talented arm wrestler in his own right. I honestly think that Laba will take it. I've been mixed back and forth on these two. I think these two will be the most interesting to watch because Artem's technique is very solid. He is an arm wrestler, whereas Laba is just a strong dude who arm wrestles, in my opinion. So, I think they'll be neck and neck, but I honestly think that Laba's got too much for Artem. Like I said, I got to pull in December with Artem. The dude is strong, especially to only weigh like 112 pounds or whatever the fuck he weighs. But anyway, Laba versus Artem, I think Jonathan Laba's got it. Okay, so our last match of the initial 8 dudes is Juji versus the Beaver Pumper, right? This is the thing I was talking about earlier. On a real arm wrestling table, I think Juji Mufu takes the Beaver Pumper all day. I don't even think the Beaver Pumper gets one win. The thing is, shit has changed in the last few weeks, and we are now doing freedom style arm wrestling. Well, what does that mean? That means that Juji Mufu, who is very new to arm wrestling, is going to be using traditional arm wrestling techniques. He's going to plant his elbow, he's going to hook, he's going to hope for the straps. I don't think he knows how to slip, but he's going to hope that the Beaver Pumper slips so he can get the straps. Beaver Pumper, while being a small, no-name dude, lives right next to Devin, is my understanding, or, you know, in close proximity. So, I'm betting, and I don't know this for a fact, but I'm betting that he has trained with the Ottawa High Hookers, and if you've trained with the High Hookers, you've probably put your elbow on a freedom table at least once. So just because of that, I think that the Beaver Pumper may have an advantage. Do I think he's going to win? No. I still think the Beaver Pumper will lose. But I think the match will be much closer than it would have been on a real arm wrestling table. I keep saying real, I mean like a normal fucking arm wrestling table. But I think Juji's just animalistic athleticism will still win. I think he'll crank and he'll be like, oh, I can move my elbow, and he'll move all the way to the side, and that'll be the fucking story. So, Beaver Pumper versus Juji Mufu. Juji Mufu. Okay, now on to round 2. We have some people that have a clear path to victory, and some people that have a fucked up path to victory. So, we've got Laba versus Bowen, and Juji Mufu versus Evan Burgoyne. Evan and Juji? Juji gets fucking smoked. He gets eaten alive. Evan is a high-level arm wrestler. and Juji is a strong dude who throws flamingos. So, yeah, Evan Burgoyne all day with that one. I don't even think it's close. Laba versus Bowen, we got another interesting match. That being said, the past matches, Laba and Artem had, in my opinion, will have a close match. It will be strong and hard. Gabi and Bowen, not so much. I think if Bowen can get him in the straps, he can pretty much just rise, cup, and lay back, and he'll win every match. He's just so much bigger than Chris Gabi. Chris Gabi's a literal fucking hobbit. So I think Bowen is going to have a much easier time with Chris than Laba will have with Artem. Cool. So what does that mean? That means I think Bowen is going to win the Laba fight. I think Laba may get a single pin on him, and it'll probably be in one of like my traditional positions, like a flop wrist or like a karate chop, like some kind of fucked up press that will push through Bowen, and then Bowen won't let it happen again. But overall, Bowen comes on top. So now we're into our finals. We're into Bowen versus Evan Burgoyne. It's not even a contest, ladies and gentlemen. Especially considering that Bowen is burnt at this point. He's had to fight Gabi and Laba, two strong dudes. And Evan has had to fight Craig, one strong dude, and Jujimufu, who he will be able to toy with. So, Evan will be fresher and is already from the start stronger. Evan Burgoyne takes the championship and the $1,000 plus like the gold coins. I guess there's gold fucking coins, like bullion for this thing? That's crazy to me. Anyway, so those are my predictions for the bottom 8. I usually don't do predictions because who gives a fuck about predictions, but I felt I was a little bit obligated. I almost made it into this fucking competition, and that would have been really cool. So I don't know. We'll see if I'm right. We'll see what happens. Who knows, man? The beaver pumper may just fucking eat everybody alive. Oh, shit. I hope that's not the case. Anyway, guys, thank you for watching. I plan to be more, active on the channel or whatever. This is The Grip. I'm Wes Björnsson, and I hope to catch you next time.